I am Rhydian. I play bass in the Joy Formidable.
And I'm Matt, and I play the drums in the same band, actually, yeah.
Occasionally. And Ritzy, who can't be here, she's our singer and guitarist. So yeah, we're a three-piece band, and how do I describe our sound? Very difficult, it's very broad, you know, it goes from real heavy moments, real melodic moments to your quietest acoustic moments as well. We're fans of all kinds of music. Yeah, me and Ritzy are from Wales, Matt's from, well...
Elsewhere,
yeah. That lovely place, yeah. And how did it influence our music growing up? I don't know if it really did, you know. Right up the top in North Wales, where we're from, actually wasn't that many reference points, you know. It's quite a sleepy town, a place called Mold, which sounds a lot prettier in Welsh, Wyddgrug, and all we had really was a club down the road called the Tivoli. It was like our local mecca, and there was touring bands that came through there, you know. But not a hell of a lot of a scene to tap into. So we got a lot of our kind of listening stuff from records, you know, and we bought a lot of records. I know Ritzy had a huge record collection as well. Her parents had probably one of the biggest vinyl collections I've ever seen. So very spoilt in that way, but because of maybe a little bit of a lack of a local scene, then, you know, there's very broad kind of tastes to us, you know, and not just kind of a UK sound or anything like that. Just, I mean, for us, it's just about good music or bad music. I mean, we're fans of all kinds of genres. We don't really put things in too many brackets, you know. How did we form? Well, I've known Ritzy a long time. We were in school together. But oddly enough, we never played in a band together until we left school, you know, which is probably a good thing because she was a pain in the ass. But yeah, we eventually got there. I had a band in Manchester, and I was looking for a guitarist, and she was living in DC at the time, and she was... having a bit of a tough time actually, so she decided to try something different and come and join the band that I had in England, you know, in Manchester, and turned out that went horribly wrong. We had an awful time, but we had each other, and me and Ritzy escaped essentially back to North Wales and started this band, and started for us this band that we actually genuinely believed in. I don't think we really had that before with all our other projects, and you know, we started writing together for the first time, and we had a drummer for a while, Justin, who was a great friend, but he decided it wasn't for him after some time. We found this one here, you know, just noodling around, fucking on the road. Yeah, he could play a few beats, not many, but we got there, yeah, man.
Yeah, it took me a while, but here I am, still learning.
Yeah. Always learning.
So recently someone gave me some drumsticks, so that was useful.
Yeah. Yeah, he played with hands for a good 3 years and realised nobody could hear him, you know.
The pain, unbelievable.
Yeah, released our second studio album. It's called Wolf's Law. I mean, we've done releases even before our first proper album, The Big Raw. We kind of had a bit of an untraditional path, you know. Always release things whenever we felt like it, and I mean, it's felt honest to us. But yeah, I suppose in terms of a proper second album, that would be Wolf's Law, and it talks a lot about, I suppose, big questions. You know, we lost some family and friends making this. And it inevitably makes you ask big questions, you know, about time, mortality, and things like seizing the moment, which I know tracks like This Ladder Is Ours talks about. You know, not just that, not just personal things. It's also about what's going on around us as well, and ultimately, I feel like it's an album that calls to arms for people to not be apathetical and feel something, and that's something I think we take into our live shows as well. We like to have a conversation with people, not just they're not just there to kind of watch the fucking TV, you know. to stir something, and we'd prefer for people to hate us than to not feel anything at all. So that's kind of some of the themes on the album. Yeah, maybe different to the first album. We stripped it back to writing with a voice and guitar, or voice and piano, voice and one instrument. And I think because of that, it's really exposed what's already a really lyrical side to the band. I think maybe it exposes that even more and made it a very vocally driven album. And it wasn't overthought. I think it's important to put yourself in different contexts as a writer, and I think because of that, it's quite a bold and naked, and like I say, it shows the real, truth and vulnerability with behind the lyrics and Ritzy's voice, especially. Yeah.
I concur.
He concurs. Yeah, no, I think the album talks about a lot of elements to do with just connecting in general, and the need to try and connect as well. Not just about personal stuff, but also about society and how, for us to not lose touch with things that are important. So it's not always introspective by any means. There's songs on the album like The Leopard and the Lung that talks about Wangari Maathai, who was a Kenyan environmentalist activist who, pretty much fought the government by herself to empower women and plant trees in her native land. There's stories like that are just truly inspirational to us and feel like they need to be talked about instead of, who's fucking having a wank on Geordie Shore this week. Although I love that stuff too. I know you do.
Always try and flick over right at the right moment.
What do you think the biggest difference is between Wolf's Law and The Big Grow?
Let me tell you, Rhydian, the main big difference is there's different words in titles. And there's
different songs on it for a start.
Yeah, different songs.
Otherwise, it'd be a pretty repetitive career, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be actually quite boring. We'd be like, "Hey, here's Wolf's Law." Wait, the exact same track listing, the exact same tracks. Nothing's changed.
So there's new songs on it, exclusive, kids.
Yeah. Other than that, no, we've really pushed the production side further up the scale, without overthinking it, but just trying to perfect the sounds that we're trying to get for each track. And I played on a bunch of different drum kits and recorded in different rooms, some with my hands. I still hadn't got drumsticks at that point. So
with your head on a few tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely banging my head on some of these tracks, I tell you. But no,
against the wall.
Yeah, you can actually hear that in a few of the songs. It's not actually a bass drum, it's me whacking my head off the wall, thinking, why?
So we experimented with timbre quite a lot.
Yeah, timbre, I like that. Excellent.
Yeah, the artwork on this album is by a guy called Martin Whitfuth, who we came across in New York. He had a studio in Brooklyn, and we fell in love with his paintings straight away. They kind of spoke to us on the same level as some of the kind of subject matter that we were talking about in our songs. His images are very classical and almost Renaissance style, but they talk about modern concerns like distribution of wealth, disparity, and again this thing about being out of touch, being out of touch with big questions and nature, not just nature, all kinds of stuff. A really good pairing. We felt like it really clicked with the songs, and it's an important thing for us. I've always done the artwork up until now, and they have to speak the same language as the songs. They have to feel like an extension, they can't be separate, and that goes for our videos and projections live, all the visuals really. So very happy to have worked with him, to have collaborated with him, and I suppose there's a lot of wolf imagery on the box sets. It's not, it's not just about the wolf. It works on many levels, the title of the record, but it's an interesting symbol to experiment with, on a visual side. And very, very proud of the box sets. We put a lot of effort into it, and I think people, they get that, they appreciate that. Touring with Muse.
I'd say there are a lot of lasers. And I mean, we need to get more lasers. We've actually been working on lasers. Maybe one day we shall have some lasers.
Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. What are we looking forward to most? There's always a hell of a lot of touring with this band, and we're always writing as well, excited by the next project. There's sort of dance collaborations we're working on. There's a Welsh EP we're working on, material already for whatever the next release would be. I mean, what are you looking forward to? A cup of Barry's tea, I think.
Yeah, I could drink a cup of Barry's tea right now, actually.
Yeah. I mean, we're quite simple creatures. All we need is a cup of tea. That's what we're always looking forward to.
Well, I want some shortbread biscuits as well. I haven't been able to see any of them in a while.
That's just asking a bit much, that, isn't it?
I know. I mean,
stick with Barry's tea, man.
Yeah, we've got some of that. I know we've got that, so we're good.
Yeah. Tea. That's all we need. Wow, finish on a big question. What do we think life is? I want to know Mr. Thomas's thoughts on this. Yep. Me too.